One that I heard is good. I've heard that it either hits you or it doesn't. I don't really know what is the reason. It's called I Saw the TV Glow. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yes, dude. I saw the
You
TV
watched
Glow.
it?
And here's the crazy thing. So I saw it with one of our other friends on the podcast. His name is Chandler. I saw this movie. I told everybody to watch it. He saw this movie, and him and I are the only ones that love this movie. So weird being on this side. I gotta be honest. What's happening?
Man.
Welcome back to Good Friends, everybody. My name is Diego.
My name is Braden.
And today we're going to be talking about some Summer-Ween movies.
Summer-Ween.
Basically we're going to be talking about, honestly, like a lot of movies in general.
Yeah, we're going to start with maybe some not
scary
movies, but we're going to end. We're definitely going to end in some horror movies.
Because the reason for it is we've been watching a ton of horror movies as of late, and it's summer. It's July. It's July 3rd. It's about to be July 4th.
July 4th.
Obviously, it's not summer anymore. It is now January 8th at the time of this releasing. I took a huge break from editing, 6 months on this channel, the podcast alone. Got a girlfriend, did a lot of traveling, switched job projects. I've done a ton, and I will update you guys with everything. But in the meantime, we recorded 7 episodes that I want to get out for you guys. So please be patient with me, stay tuned, and I will get them out as soon as I can. Which we love July 4th around here. We love ourselves some fireworks.
So true.
Yes, we love fireworks. But yeah, today, Summer-Ween, now that I'm talking about fireworks, there's fireworks going off in about an hour. So I was like, we gotta...
Oh, you're trying to get to the fireworks, huh?
Today. We gotta cook tonight.
Okay.
So that's really what this is. This is like a happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th.
Episode. So today, actually, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about why we are prideful about America and why we have patriotism.
Yeah. See that debate?
No, to be honest, I do love America. I do love the United States. I think it's great. A lot better than Guatemala, where I'm from. Pros and cons to everything. But yeah, I don't know. I love the U.S. I love fireworks. I love summer, dude. I love summer here. It's so fun.
The summer's great here. The summer holidays are very fun. 4th of July. It kind of changes. At least it did when I got older, from like parades to more just like hanging out, barbecue stuff, which I always did. But it was, I don't even really go to the parades anymore. I don't want to wake up early and walk in the sun. Oh, you gotta wake up
so early to go to parades.
Plus,
it's
like,
rough.
Utah's like a parade state. Like I learned, I was like talking to some people I work with that work outside of Utah, and man, they just love fireworks and parades. Like,
yeah,
everywhere else, like they live there, like, yeah, we don't have nearly as many.
No, honestly, like that's the reason why I have to go to this fireworks show tonight, is because it's not even like the city show or anything like that. I have a friend, he's been on the podcast, his name's Nate, and his sister's boyfriend is like a millionaire because he runs a couple of businesses. They spent $13,000 on fireworks. Oh my! It's at that park right up the street. That's why I was like, I gotta go. I got
something to do.
Yeah,
so we can make this short and sweet. We can make it a nice little, just happy summer holidays.
Nice summer holidays. We talked a little bit about it already, but I went and saw Horizon, an American Saga. I was going to say Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do that. I was like, oh.
Ooh, I was so close.
Like, that is coming out. They're making a...
Are they?
Yeah, they're making a movie or something. TV show.
I'm so behind the times.
They're behind the times. I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but...
Anything video game related, I'm very far behind on right now. Movies, I'm a little behind, but I'm mostly caught up. But yeah, I saw Horizon last night. Loved it. I thought it was great. It's definitely a setup movie because it is a part 1, part 2. Part 2 comes out next month in August.
Really, next month? Are they not doing like year?
No.
Oh, I thought they were gonna be like a year and a half or something, like Dune 1 and 2.
I love.
Dude, they're just
like
rolling them out.
2.
Boom, boom.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
Well,
and they're
crazy.
each
I might have to go watch it just so I can. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
I don't know if you're going to watch it now.
Dude, that is a little long, but maybe I can power through.
It's got kind of like a Cowboys versus Indians sort of vibe. It's very like pioneers are taking over the land and then the natives are attacking back. But then that creates like vengeful like pioneers who just attack any natives on sight. And so it's like cycle of violence. It feels very Red Dead. I love it. I think it's great.
I love me a good Western.
It is. And the crazy thing about it too is it's not like one singular story. Maybe that's why it's like 3 hours long. It's like telling like 3 separate narratives.
Oh,
and it's like cutting back and forth between them.
Oh, geez.
So I think that's probably why it's so long, 3 hours long.
Each narrative gets an hour each.
Oh man, yeah, it's rough.
Oh boy.
But good movie. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Upcoming movies. I gotta pull up.
Upcoming.
I'm so excited.
I've got one on the list that I know that I'm going to, and that's it. And you got a couple.
I do.
I guess I'm going to 2. I'm going to 2. One's just farther away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch Despicable Me 4 tomorrow. I gotta go support the Minions.
Have you seen 1 through 3?
Yes, I saw 1, 2, and 3. I saw Minions. I don't remember 3 very well.
So you're like a Despicable Me expert.
I'm not.
You're
I remember number 1 and number 2 very well, but number 3, it's hazy.
I watched 1 in a drive-in movie theater that now is closed down.
Oh no!
So it's been a while.
The one over in Riverdale?
Yeah.
They closed down?
Yeah, it's closed down. They're going to sell it and they're going to put houses over it.
That makes me want to cry. I wanted to go to the drive-in so bad. Like
you think because of COVID, like it would have popped off, but but I guess they just didn't. It was already dying and the people who owned it just were like, I don't care that I could bring it back. And so it was only open for flea markets for a long time. And then they just basically said, it's just getting sold.
That's crazy. You guys got to get out there and support your local drive-ins. If you want to make a banger
video and not commit a crime, I'm sure all the signs, it's like abandoned over there. You can go walk through it and it's like crazy looking.
Dude, I will do that. Allegedly.
No, dude, we got a visitor's pass.
Yeah.
But I like my friend lives next to there, and I go pick him up when we hang out. And dude, you look at it and you're like, it looks like an abandoned. Like the signs are all getting beat up.
Bro, that makes me so sad.
It is. I used to go there all the time. Sorry,
Same.
I know. Like, okay, drive-in movie theaters. If you're young, were cool. You could drive up with your car, big screen, and you just watch it outside. Very cool. Utah had like one of the only ones left, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's only like a handful left in the nation, and Utah had one.
That's
I think Utah has 2. I think there's another one south.
I think there is one down south. I think that's the only one left then.
Yeah, but and it was really close by, and I used to go all the time, but they closed that puppy down.
I guess we have 3 down south.
We do?
We've got a Redwood drive-in theater, we've got an Erta drive-in, and then the Twilight drive-in.
That's a lot.
I guess we lied to you guys.
Maybe I shouldn't be so heartbroken, but I am, because I love that one. That's the one I went to.
That was our local one. I was there every summer.
Yeah, we would go all the time when I was younger.
Yeah, it's permanently closed. It was Motorview.
Motorview, that's what it was.
Man.
Just go steal the sign.
I'm so depressed now. This podcast is done for tonight.
We're done. Fireworks, we're out. We're done.
Yeah, episode's over.
But I saw the first one there, and then I never watched any other ones.
That's crazy.
Honest. I don't watch many of the animated shows. The last one I watched was, I was talking to my friend about this. I watched the Mario one.
Yeah, last year. I remember you saw it.
And then before that, it might have been like Toy Story 4.
Really? Maybe like a Sonic movie?
I didn't even watch Sonic 2.
Okay, I didn't watch those either.
I watched the first one, but not the second one. The last movie I watched before COVID was the Sonic movie, I think.
That's crazy.
And then I really
maybe the Pikachu movie.
Oh, Detective Pikachu. I did see that.
Was that Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was Pikachu.
Okay.
But then since COVID, I really haven't gone back to the theaters that much. Only a handful of times. I know. I kind of wish I need to become more like you. You are a theater man.
I
like
go
multiple times a week.
I do.
3 times this weekend.
That's crazy. Because like Despicable Me 4 tomorrow, July 3rd, Inside Out 2, and MaXXXine July 5th on Friday.
Psychotic double feature.
And you know what's crazy? I'm going at 9 in the morning to go watch that.
So what is it? Is it Inside Out right into MaXXXine?
No, MaXXXine right into Inside Out.
Oh my god!
I gotta end the night whole. I feel
like there's gonna be some kind of like parallel between them.
I'm gonna look for it.
You're gonna look for it. There's some kind of message parallels there, I'm sure.
I know. I'm super excited. I really wanted to watch MaXXXine. Really wanted to watch Inside Out too. Yeah. And then more importantly, next week, July 12th, next Friday. I guess that's a Thursday. Longlegs.
Longlegs, baby.
Oh, it is a Friday. I remember.
It is a Friday. Yeah. I'm very excited. I've heard nothing but great things. It seems really spooky. Did you see the promotional telephone number thing?
No, not the telephone.
Oh boy. Okay, this might be cut out, but I'll show you really quick. They put up a billboard that was like, call this number, and it is crazy.
There she is. What's your name? Little angel? Nice to meet you. Oh. I'll be waiting.
Dude, that's so
it just
sick.
hangs up on you.
That.
I saw that at like 3 a.m. online. Like someone's like their Twitter posted or something.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I'll call it. I never really called it. It's probably just gonna be like, go watch this in theaters. It was that. I was like,
yeah. Dude, that's so sick.
That's
I
gets
love
spooky,
when
bro.
movies do
It's
that.
gets spooky.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
So I'm very excited. I'm seeing it. We're both seeing it separately, but
yeah. Same day.
Same day, though.
Opening night.
I'm
opening
very
day.
excited. I'm very excited.
Dude, that one looks so.
It's been hyped up.
Good.
I don't even know. I like have tried not to watch like get too much into it because I want to like be surprised.
Yeah.
So I don't even
only
know
saw the
who's like
trailer,
directing
and that
it or
was
anything. I just saw the trailer.
Yeah, and that trailer is a phenomenal trailer. I gotta say, that's a great horror movie trailer.
Great job.
Crazy good. Other movie I'm gonna watch this month. There's so many more that I want to watch. They're on my list, but I just won't have time. I'm gonna watch on July 25th Deadpool and Wolverine. Excited to watch it because it's like it's Deadpool, but it's also like
Deadpool.
Marvel's kind of
Love Wolverine.
Marvel's kind of been not doing too hot lately.
Dude, they weren't kidding when they were like, yeah, we're gonna like slow it down. What has come out? The Marvels was the last thing, right? Like there hasn't been a TV show.
Nothing.
Did Loki
honestly,
season 2 come out after Marvels? No, it came out before, did it?
I think it came out after.
Did it come out after?
It came out
okay,
after.
so that would have been the
that would have
newest
been the last thing.
Because I didn't watch that either, sadly. Even though Loki was like one of my
loved Loki.
favorites first like TV show. I just was like tired. I watched all of them,
burnt.
and I was like, okay, these are all kind of bad.
I'm so burnt on it. Which let me tell you, I was hating on GenV and the boys so much for so long because I was so skeptical. I was like, they're becoming just like
They're
Marvel.
milking it. They're milking it.
They're just milking it. Which in a way they are like milking it a little bit. But man, I saw GenV so I could catch up for season 4 of the boys. GenV is phenomenal, bro. It is
You got
so
got.
good.
You got got, bro.
I got. It is so
It's
good.
over.
Yeah, it is everything that I wish Marvel could do because first off, it's like bloody. They're not afraid to like take risks and show like gore or like nudity or like whatever. It's like super like I don't know. It's like it's very like mature, like a mature show for sure. But it's done so well. It feels like it's X-Men in college. That's probably like the best way I could describe it is X-Men in college. It's just so good, like a mature X-Men in college.
I think that's what they're going. I mean, Gen V, X-Men is like I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good. And then season 4 of the boys right now. I like it, but I'm starting to get maybe a little bit of the fatigue a little bit. But it's still really good. I gotta say, it is really good.
Yeah, I think they said there's one more season. Is that what they said, or 2?
Yeah, one more season.
One more
season 5.
Okay, yeah, they said they're ending it.
I think they're ending it. I don't know for sure. I know they've been renewed for it.
I know they did that whole. Did you see the whole like campaign they did where it's like the boys cinematic universe and they did like. Announced like 50 different shows.
Yeah, it's the same way that like Disney announces
Marvel,
their stuff.
Yeah, it was all just like insane, dumb stuff.
Dude, I love
it was
that.
funny, poking fun. It is but it's kind of funny they did that, but also they like kind of started doing that.
Yeah,
I guess if it's only Gen V, they didn't really. But if they keep doing other stuff, then yeah.
Because they're gonna have The Boys Mexico. I don't know when that comes out though.
What is
I don't know
that
anything.
about? What is that?
I have
be
no
about?
idea.
What do you mean The Boys Mexico?
That's what it's called.
Really?
Yeah, let me look this up.
Okay, so I'm not a boys watcher. I'm sorry. Everyone out there. When it came out, I was busy or something, and then I just haven't jumped back in. It's hard to catch up,
Okay, so it's a spin-off. Last update as of like May 22nd. They say it's still like a while away from coming out.
Weird. Okay.
So I don't know what it's gonna be about.
Boys is an Amazon thing, right? They are hit miss. Did you watch the Fallout show?
I did. I love the Fallout show.
Fallout show's so good. I think we talked about it before.
Gosh, it's so good.
I liked it so much. I was so into it. I think it obviously I don't think it's perfect, but boy did I like it.
It's so good. They nail the vibe, the nostalgia. They nail everything so perfectly well. And honestly, the numbers don't lie. Just look at like all of the Fallout games and like the resurgence of players.
Oh my word, crazy.
Showed up. They broke like all-time record highs.
And then the freaking flub of Bethesda being like, we have no Fallout plans at all. It's like
that's insane. They should have had like a Fallout 3 remaster.
They had the leaked one, right? And then they I thought it was going to be announced at this like summer showcase stuff, and no, it didn't show up. They did announce a really high budget trailer for a Fallout 76 update, which made me cry because I thought it was it because it started and it looked really fancy. I'm like, this has to be it.
It's
and
not.
No, and it broke
it's
my
so
heart.
sad. I would kill to have a Fallout 3 remaster.
I went through since the show. I played Fallout before, but since the show, I have been marathoning. I played 1, and I played 4, and now I'm almost done with New Vegas. And I was gonna play 2, and then I'm like, it'll be perfect because then I can finish them all before the 3 remake comes out. That's announced, and they didn't announce it. Now
they didn't announce anything.
My heart is
I thought they were
broken.
gonna announce it at the Summer Games Fest or like the Xbox Games Showcase.
I was
really
so
thought
convinced they were going to.
Yeah,
Broke my heart.
See, I'm not caught up on video games because I missed all of the Summer Games Fest because I was in Europe. I literally flew out the day that it was all happening. So for like 12 hours, I was on a flight and I couldn't watch anything, couldn't catch up on anything. And I've gotten back now. I've been back for almost like a month now, but
it's been a while, but
I still have not caught up. It's because I'm trying to stay caught up on the movies and the TV shows because that's what happened is I came back and for like a week straight, all I saw was Gen V and the boys. I was catching up on TV shows and like just bunch of stuff. I wish Bethesda would let other companies do the IPs so they could produce more. Because this freaking cycle of like a Bethesda game every 6 years and Starfield not being great, and now we have to wait like literally they said like 5 years plus probably till the next Elder Scrolls, meaning the next Fallout is like 10 years away. I'll be like 35. Like, are you kidding me? So that's man. Not to get in, we're talking about movies, but like they got to do something else. Dude, they got to do something. I know that they said that they're going to do something. They're looking to work with partners to make stuff. Even if they start like today, it's still like years out, which hurts. It does. Cause even if they did start like today, it wouldn't come out for another 5-6 years. That's kind of the problem with games in general is like, and why everything kind of feels like behind the times, like big games coming out. It's because a fad happens. And then people rush to make that fad. But it takes so long that it comes out. Everyone's like, why are you releasing a game? Like all the Overwatch-like games that was announced. I know I haven't seen all the but so many were announced. It's like, we didn't ask for these. Dude, this is Overwatch has been kind of like that fad has passed already. Yeah. But it's just they take too long to make. It's like movies. It's like usually a year, 2 years if it's a really big movie. Yeah, movies usually about 2 years. I think is probably like the standard for like the last couple of years. It's been like 2 years. Like the smaller like A24 films, like they do that in like freaking 6 months, buddy. They slap that shit together. That's true. They do those pretty quick. The lower budget ones, they just are like, we can just film them in like a house. We don't have to like make a bunch of CGI. Don't have to make a bunch of sets. It's like we can just get through it. That's true. They do film it really. But like even the big ones, it's like I don't know. And then a big game, it's like maybe I'm like skewed because of COVID and like the Hollywood strikes and everything. I'm like, maybe it does take longer. Yeah. That's probably what it is. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised because even with all the Hollywood strikes and like the WGA strike and everything, we're still getting a ton of movies this year. We've gotten a lot of movies this year that I did not expect to be good. I think they were able to pick it up. They were able to crank them out. Get back to work after the strikes and stuff. I mean, they worked through COVID COVID really was the biggest drought. Like there was very little. What did get released, it was usually TV shows. It seemed like the movies really weren't there. Yeah. Oh, did you see the Nosferatu trailer? Yes, I did. Okay, God, that one does look good. I'm so excited. That one also looks good. That is like my number one movie I'm so hyped for this year. It's that one for sure. Oh my God, you have no idea how excited I am to see that because it looks so good. I even started reading Dracula. Where is it? You started reading it? Oh boy. Oh boy! Obviously, the children's version. Don't mind how small this book is. Yeah, don't mind. But still, I had to like start catching up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna go buy the actual copy, and then I'm gonna read that as well. It's so good. I'm obsessed with this story. I even like went back and like looked at the plot synopsis of the original like Nosferatu movie. I didn't know that they made that and they called it Nosferatu because they couldn't do the Bram Stoker. Yeah, the Dracula. Like, Dracula. And then the widow of Stoker said, no, this is too close. This is copyright infringement. And she won, and she said, destroy all the copies. So they destroyed all the copies, and then like 10 years later, they resurfaced again. No, that's good. At least they resurfaced, honestly. Because that's like, man, that's like a big movie like focal point. If that like just like disappeared, that'd be crazy. Which is crazy because they hail it as like one of like the peak movies of horror that define the horror genre, which like this. One of the cornerstones. Yeah, speaking of horror, I've been kind of having a horror summer. I think I'm just like, the summer's pretty close to, October. So I'm starting to get excited. I love October. It's like my favorite. So like I've just been watching a lot of horror movies lately. Yeah. What's a horror movie you saw recently? I saw Tarot. Yeah. Kind of. It was kind of bad. I was really Ouija movie. I was really excited because like the trailer has all the different like tarot themed monsters. Yeah, I was like, oh, they're kind of cool. They're going a little wacky with it, and then it was really kind of boring. It is. And I was like, dang, that's. I will say the monster designs are so cool. But they only last for like 5 seconds. Like a good example is like the gesture. I liked how he looked, and I was like, oh, he's so. And then he does literally nothing.
He actually, have you watched it?
I did, yeah.
Okay, yeah, literally kills nobody. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, which is insane.
Which is so funny that they're just like, sorry, spoiler alert for a bad horror movie that came out like 6 months ago. Freaking Ned doesn't die, even though they show him getting killed.
Yeah.
And they just say like, oh, like a guy just showed up. It was like, hey, what are you doing? And he like snapped him out of whatever the magic was. And he just shows up at the end of Drive Away in the sunset. It's like, what? Why? Like, why? Like, and I'm assuming it's just like a happy like joke ending. It's like it's PG-13. It's supposed to be like a one like teen, like 13, 14-year-olds go to and get ooh, and then like not too freaked out by it. But still, it was kind of
that was a cheesy, silly move for sure. He definitely should have died. They should have let him die.
They should have let him die.
It would have made the movie a lot more serious than. Because then, like,
the only two people survived.
Yeah, you get through to the end, and you're like, I feel like I just got let down.
Yeah, well, okay. One of the first deaths happens in like the first 5 seconds, and then there's only like 2 or 3 more, and it's like, okay, 2 more. Yeah, it was pretty. The hangman didn't make sense either.
No, he didn't make very much sense. But he was kind of cool though.
He was bungee jumping. I thought he was gonna be like bungee jumping.
Oh,
because he like slams into their car. I don't know. It was hard to follow. I'm gonna be honest.
It is rough. It is rough. I do like Ned, and then I do like
I do like Ned though. He's a bad actor, but I do love him.
He is, but I love him, and that's my boy.
The 2 characters that survive are like they were dating and then like broke up, and they never tell you why they broke up.
Oh gosh.
They're just like, no, they broke up, and didn't tell any of their friends that they're going on a getaway with that they broke. And
that's
I'm like,
insane.
In my head, I'm like, okay. I'm like, these are teens. They're like annoying. I don't get them. Maybe I'm just old now. Maybe this is how like people watching like old slasher films felt about the done teens, you know, at the summer camps.
I don't know.
I can't do it though.
No, because like as a contrast, in A Violent Nature, the one where it's from the POV of the serial killer, and he's basically like Jason Voorhees. They do have like some dumb, like silly, like 80s teenagers in it where they're like, I'm going to go into the woods and smoke by myself sort of thing. Like they have stuff like that, but it definitely is like, it's more of a classic, authentic feel, and it feels a lot more realistic. And they even try to like fight back against the killer, and they do decently well at it. But the killer is, I mean, he's like a giant unstoppable force. Yeah. And so like, even when they like knock him down and they think they've got him, he comes back and gets them. So I don't know. I like it a lot. I think it's really well done.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I thought it was still this year, but it might be next year.
Really?
I know they immediately started working on it. I thought it was this end of this year, but maybe it's not. When did it come out? It
comes out next year. It's scheduled 2025.
Okay. Next year.
Oh, you almost had me. December 5th, 2025.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I'm way off. December Christmas 2025?
That's rough.
What are they doing?
Yeah. I mean, that's when Nosferatu comes out too. On
Same
Christmas
day? Oh, this year?
This year, December 25th. Yeah.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
When it's like Krampus, it's like, I get you. But anyways, so then just scratch that. But I am excited for that because I'm a sucker. That's like my teenage years.
Dude, the one movie I really, really, really wish you could watch if you weren't boycotting because of the use of AI.
Freaking the last Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah, Late Night with the Devil.
I also wish
you'd love it.
I could watch that because it seems like exactly my vibe. I love the actor in it. Yeah. He's also in many. He's also going to be in
David Dasmalchian.
Oh, what did he just get announced for? The One Piece live action. He's in season 2.
Really? Oh, that's sick.
He plays number 3.
That's
if you know One Piece,
I sure do.
Yeah, okay.
I sure don't.
Yeah, he sure do. He has wax powers. Don't worry about it. I really like him. That movie seemed like it was tailored towards me. I was so excited. I actually followed it up to release.
Yeah.
And then on release day, I saw everyone talking about it. And I was like, that's embarrassing as a studio. You guys really messed up. I will not. I refuse.
It's a shame too because
if they went in and just removed that and put in new art, I'd watch it in a heartbeat and give them claps.
Yeah, it's a solid movie.
But they won't do it.
They won't.
So I refuse. You know how cheap it would be to pay somebody to do that? Come on.
It would be. They have so much money.
They could even, honestly, I would even argue, hey, controversial, even if you basically screw someone over and say do it for free for exposure, I'd rather them do that than do AI.
You know what? That is fair.
At least there's some pluses. Too. It still sucks. I still wouldn't be happy with them, but at least there's some kind of boon that might come out of it.
I agree. I
heard it was good, but I heard it wasn't like stellar.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I just think it was kind of centered around stuff I like, so I think I would think it was really good.
That's why I think you'd think it was good. They also did a really good job with like the retro vibe of like making it look like an 80s like 90s show. It felt very like talk showy, like, oh yeah, this is something I would see on the TV. So I don't know, I liked it. There was one part where they had like some CGI lightning effects that
didn't look good.
Yeah, they didn't
hit.
They didn't look good because it just didn't match the overall vibe and tone of everything else. So it just felt out of place.
The biggest issue with it was that they didn't commit enough to the whole thing of like making it look like a talk show, because it cut back to like black and white, right, where it was like guy. And like also they change, like they make it look nicer sometimes, or like angles that like old TV shows would never have. And so I heard people complain like they should have really leaned into it, made it a whole gimmick. Yeah. And instead they didn't. Did I tell you about the movie I bought I had to buy from the guy who made it on VHS?
Remind me.
So I heard about this movie through some people who were horror movie fanatics, because I like found footage films like Blair Witch Project. Like the one that I need to watch is called Creep. Yeah, I think it's called Creep. It's like a guy who puts out a Craigslist thing. He's like looking for someone to film me while I'm dying, as like a diary to give to my kids or something like that. And it's about him. A guy, basically, your perspective is the guy who said, "Okay, I'll film you, like do a video diary of you while you're dying."
Yeah, 2014 movie.
Heard it goes crazy. They're making a second one. I really want to see that. But I love found footage films, and I was watching I was scrolling through Twitter, and a guy who I really like his horror stuff, he like writes R.L. Stein, like young teen horror.
Okay, yeah,
I love that stuff. These
Goosebumps
movies are great, but they're really hard to watch because hard to find them. Basically, the guy who made them doesn't like them streaming. I think he had them streaming on Shudder for a little bit, but then didn't want to. At least this one he didn't. And it's supposed to be like a Halloween news special from like the 80s or 90s, and like crazy stuff happens. And he only sells it from his website on VHS. I bought it and his other movie on VHS, and they mailed to my house in like this sketchy looking bag with these like handwritten on VHSs. And I'm like, oh, yes. I haven't watched them. I'm saving them for Halloween. I'm so excited. I'm going to invite a bunch of friends over and be like, guys, and just kind of gaslight them into thinking it's like 100% real.
You should.
But I'm very excited. Another one, if you want to watch one that is available to watch easy, it's called Ghostwatch.
Okay, Ghostwatch.
It's I think the BBC aired it on Halloween. It's kind of like, the War of the Worlds radio event.
Yeah. Oh,
it's kind of like that, where they pretend to do this thing called Ghostwatch, which is like they went to this house and they're like, oh, we're like doing a little special news Halloween thing about this ghost, and then like real ghost stuff starts happening. And they aired it on TV like it was real, and then they had a bunch of laws got put into place because like you've lied to the public, like you're so reputable, funny. You're like the biggest news station in Britain, you can't be posting like fake things pretending they're real. And they're like, but we like, because they put like a thing before it, like the War of the Worlds, it's like, this is fake, this is for fun.
Yeah, but then anybody that just
but it had like the real reporters and like it was. But anyways, it's a great watch if you watch it nowadays, because it's just really fun. I love stuff like that, so that's why I would like Late Night of the Devil with the Devil.
You'd love it.
But so watch Ghostwatch, and then once I forgot the name of it. It's a weird name. It's like UHMF 94 Halloween Special. Like it's really like generic on purpose. I can find it for the fans.
Find it.
And obviously if you have certain sites you can watch it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
By that I mean I know you can. WNUF Halloween Special. This is literally the videotape. Here, I'll show you. This is literally the videotape I got, is what this guy is holding, printed on orange paper.
That is crazy.
And it came with like a little catalog that's like other VHSs found that are banned in like, it's like a giant catalog of VHSs that are banned in the US. It's all like parody, but like
that's crazy.
It's some crazy stuff in there.
How do you like maybe more like thrillers, like The Strangers sort of?
I haven't seen The Strangers.
Okay.
You're gonna have to find something else. Like Seven. Is Seven more horror or thriller?
Thriller.
Okay, I love Seven.
Thriller for sure.
I like thrillers. I think thrillers, though, I need thrillers that are more on the horror side to me, like really get into them.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, maybe you would like the Strangers. I saw it like 2-3 weeks ago, and not like the Strangers 2 or 3, the new one that just came out, but like the original Strangers. I liked it, but it's not what I like had expected. I feel like that movie was super, super, super overhyped. I watched it and I was like, huh?
When did that movie come out?
Like 2009. I think 2009 is when it came out, but it was good, but it definitely is like a 2000s movie.
Dude, horror movies from like the 2010s are crazy. They all have the same vibe to them, and it's like not great usually.
They do. They have the exact same vibe.
There's like
everyone wears the same outfits. It's so millennial.
There was like, I don't know what happened. It was around the time I feel like everyone was getting on like Hereditary, Midsummer, where all of a sudden horror became like artsy.
It did become super artsy.
And now
with those
a
movies.
lot of horror now. There's a lot of horror out there that's like super artsy or super. And it's probably A24 and Blumhouse like pushing it, right?
Which I'm okay with.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I love Blumhouse.
I
Speaking of which,
love
you see,
Blumhouse so much.
You love Blumhouse too?
Yeah.
I thought you said I hate Blumhouse. I was like,
No, I actually love Blumhouse. I'm gonna be honest. I love Blumhouse more than I love A24.
I think I do too. I think Blumhouse is more fun. I think that even though some of their, if you go bar for bar, you go, rack for rack. Definitely A24's got bigger bangers. Blumhouse is just a good time.
Blumhouse is a good time because they're not afraid to like take other chances and like do a bunch of random stuff in a way that's like silly and doesn't take itself too serious.
Yeah.
Whereas A24 does the same thing, but oftentimes I feel like it's just pretentious.
Yeah, A24 does lean into more of like it's deeper than you just don't understand. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Blumhouse is just like, we'll greenlight anything that's like $5 million, we'll greenlight it. Like,
Yeah.
we'll
You
give
want a bear on cocaine? We'll do it.
We'll do it. How much money you need? As long as it's under like a freaking $1 million, you can do anything
got
you
it.
want. So I love that. And I mean, they're going, did you see, it was at did you watch Summer Games Fest?
No.
You want a spoiler?
Yeah.
Okay. Blumhouse made a publishing studio, Blumhouse Games.
Oh no, I did see that.
Yeah,
on
and
the
so
news,
there's like 6 games. They're like, oh yeah, these are going to be indie games we're publishing. We got small creators with crazy ideas. We kind of let them run wild,
So
give them money.
sick.
And I'm like, that's perfect, bro. That's like, just do exactly what
Every
you're doing with
horror
movies, with games. Let like indie game developers make horror games. Give them a budget. Just be like, just make whatever you want. Let me see what you got. Yeah. So,
I'm
I'm so excited.
They're gonna make some great games. They're gonna make some crappy games, but they're gonna make some great games.
I went to, speaking of which, not to keep going on Blumhouse, but I went to the Universal Studios during Halloween, California, and they had like a Blumhouse experience while I was there.
Interesting.
And I waited in line. That was like the one thing I really wanted. They also had The Last of Us Haunted House, but the line was like 3 hours, and I'm like, hell no. I really wanted to go to that, but I was like, I can't do that. I have no will to do that. So I go to this Blumhouse thing, and it was so cool. Like, it was kind of like short and dumb when I wanted more time than like, you go through the line and you're like getting this big waiting area, and it had like the animatronics screen used from Five Nights at Freddy's. You could take photos. I have photos of them. It had the like costume the guy from Black Phone wore. Ethan Hawke. It had the actual Megan doll. Like, they had it there.
So sick.
They had all this cool props, and like they had actors who were dressed up the Black Phone guy you could take a photo with. They had actors of like Purge people and stuff like that. It was so cool. Except we were like near the end of the line, so we were only in there for a little bit before they pushed us into this theater. They showed us like a Five Nights at Freddy's trailer, and then they had like a bunch of dancers dressed as Megan come out with chainsaws and do like a little dance.
And
then we left. It was super cool though. I was like so excited. It was really cool to see all the like props up close. They know how to cook them.
They do, bro.
Like,
they're good.
They'll put out real stinkers, but it's like, dude, Megan hits.
Yeah.
Black Phone is I like Black Phone a lot.
Good. I liked it too.
Maybe it's just I like Ethan Hawke, which might just be.
That could be it.
Ethan Hawke might carry it, but
they also put out crappy movies like Night Swim, which I'm pretty sure Night Swim's Blumhouse. Oh yeah, it is Blumhouse. I looked it up. I saw Night Swim like 2-3 weeks ago, so I'm like a couple months behind on this one as well.
And you know what?
Boy, did it suck.
That was what I was so excited for. There's a new one coming out. There's a new one that's, I think, Jordan Peele, James Wan. What was it? I like James Wan too. I don't know if you know him. He made Saw, he made Insidious, he made Conjuring, and then he made Malignant. And I love Malignant. Malignant was probably my favorite movie I watched during COVID era. I watched that movie every year. I don't know if you'll like it. It is.
I need to watch it though. I need to watch that one. I need to watch Barbarian.
Insane. Barbarian's also. So when I was first like watch Malignant, everyone was like, go and don't watch anything, just watch Malignant. Watched it, loved it. Barbarian's also one of those that you just need to go in and watch it. If you know what's going on, it kind of ruins the vibe.
I already know everything.
Oh man, dude.
I had zero expectations of watching that movie.
Because Barbarian's the one that all the trailers made it look like it's just like, oh,
typical
creepy
horror.
guy in a house. Like, oh, you both double booked, but really the guy's there to kill you. Not to ruin it, but that is not the movie at all. I've met people who love horror movies and like, yeah, I didn't watch that because it's like, it was such a dumb premise. I hate movies like that. And I'm like, please watch, just watch it, just watch it, please.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
They specifically misled you for a reason, and it's a good reason.
I'll watch them at some point. I don't know when, but I'll watch them.
You son of a gun. But
I'm trying to stay caught up on new movies is what I'm trying to do.
That's fair too. I've basically given up. I watch like 2 a year that are new, and that's it. Unfortunately,
That's fair.
I want to keep up on it, but
Yeah, I did watch The Watchers, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, but it's not M. Night Shyamalan, it's his daughter. Why can't I remember her name?
I can look it up for you.
Please. Which honestly, I liked The Watchers almost all the way through up until like the very end, like almost the last quarter. Yes.
Ishana? Is that how you pronounce that?
Ishana M. Night Shyamalan.
Ishana Night Shyamalan. Ishana Night Shyamalan.
Night? No, that's crazy.
Is Night their middle name? Like,
It
do they
might
share a
be.
middle name, or is that like a sub? I don't know.
I don't even know.
It kind of goes hard though.
It does. It does. Night as a name.
That's kind of hard, dude.
Sick.
I don't know.
I love the movie. I thought it was great, but at the very end, when the movie should have ended, it continued to go on for like another 25
That's always
minutes.
the worst
And I
in
was
horror
like,
movies.
why would you do this? Because it's so predictable that they're gonna do like plot twist at the end, just because they did that. But if they would have just ended it right there, I would have been like, oh wow, that was the movie, worth my time, worth my money, which I guess it was in the end. But just man, it's so annoying that they continue like to keep a movie going.
I've said this many times. I haven't even said it. I probably said it on the podcast. Horror movies rely on having a gimmick and writing it out to exactly enough.
Yeah.
Because if you overstay your welcome, people immediately start hating it. You have to end it. You have to short and sweet. That's why all horror movies are like an hour and a half and that's it. It's because you need to just be like, I've run out of stuff I can do. Done. You know what I mean? Bomb. Hit you hard and fast. It's like a punk song. Punk songs are supposed to hit you hard and fast. They're not supposed to be long. Trap's them, not Shyamalan. We were talking about this earlier. Trap is the new one.
Okay.
Kind of interested in that. Kind of not, because it doesn't look very scary. It looks more like just like a mystery kind of thing.
Okay, I gotta be honest. I saw this trailer last night when I was at the movie theater, but I was like, I was scrolling through social media because I didn't care to watch the trailer. I gotta go back and watch it.
It looks fine. You know something weird's gonna happen because M. Night Shyamalan, which is the only reason I think it's interesting. But on face value, it's not. It is kind of weird. It's like a guy.
Yeah.
He like takes his daughter to a concert, and while he's there, the police surround the thing to capture him because apparently he has like kidnapped someone and like tied him up in his basement. And that's the premise as far as I know. And his daughter doesn't know, I guess. But you know something's weird's going to happen.
It's always something weird with like M. Night Shyamalan. Like every M. Night Shyamalan movie I've seen is like plot twist.
Yeah, I mean, it has to. That's kind of, it's almost like the downfall of his movies because you're just looking for it at a point.
Yeah.
Right?
And even like when you get to a point where it's like, oh, this is like a great way to end the movie. It just never ends that way.
It never ends that way.
Like, haha, you thought I was going to end my
one
movie
more.
right
There's
now.
one more. One that I heard is good. I've heard that it either hits you or it doesn't. I don't really know what is the reason, but it's called I Saw the TV Glow. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yes, dude. I saw the TV
You watched
Glow.
it?
And here's the crazy thing. So I saw it with one of our other friends on the podcast. His name is Chandler. He's come on a few times, but I saw this movie. I told everybody to watch it. He saw this movie, and him and I are the only ones that love this movie. Everybody else hates this movie.
I've heard that's how it is.
It's insane.
I've heard it's
dude.
like
It's so good.
It might be like I heard people say, "Oh, you can relate to something in it."
Yes.
Or you can't.
Yeah, you can definitely relate to something in it because it's like any like cartoon show that like you grew up watching, say something like Courage the Cowardly Dog or anything like from Cartoon Network, any of those insane psychotic shows that you grew up watching, it's kind of like that nostalgic vibe to it if it were taken and made into like a real life show, like a live action show. But it's not just like that kind of vibe, but also like mixed with maybe like Teletubbies vibe, mixed with like Sesame Street.
Because it's on my list. It's like tippity top right now.
Oh, dude, it's so
I'm
good.
definitely going to watch it because I've heard nothing. Well, I've heard usually when a movie is like that, it's very like you love it or hate it. I love to watch those.
Dude, which is crazy for me because if it's a love it or hate it movie, I almost always hate it. But this movie
I think I always
was so good. I
always
loved
love
everything
it.
about this movie. Like the way they shot everything, like the way everything is filmed and everything is lit. Everything is put together so well. I love the actor. I like Justice Smith. I think he's a great actor. I don't remember the name of the other actress, but she did a really good job too. I Saw the TV Glow is all based on like a TV show in that show, like in the movie called The Pink Opaque, which if The Pink Opaque existed in real life, I would 110% watch that, which I did look up, The Pink Opaque. There are shows. There is a show that it's kind of like similar to. It's based on... Hold on, I took a screenshot. It's not Ghost Adventures. Where'd it go?
Definitely not.
Candle Cove is what it's called. So
so Candle Cove is not a real show, is it?
I think it is.
Isn't that a creepypasta?
Is it?
It's a creepypasta because there's also Channel Zero is like an anthology TV show. Does a series on Candle Cove. I think you got brother.
I got
because that's a creepypasta I like was very into as a kid. Unless it was a real show as well.
Maybe. Because I know it is a creepypasta, but I thought it got adapted. It says adapted into an episode of the anthology
Channel Zero
series.
Okay, that's a horror TV show. That's almost all of them are based on like creepypasta things.
I gotta look this up.
So the TV show is adapted into is a creepypasta show.
That makes me so sad.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna watch this.
Sorry. You should. Channel Zero is amazing.
So like this stuff, like that's
yeah.
all Channel Zero?
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I'm sorry to break your heart. Channel Zero is like one of my favorite things ever.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's basically what the Pink Opaque is. It's Channel Zero.
Yeah. Okay, I get the vibe then completely.
Yeah, that's the vibe. It's so good.
So you need to watch out. There's 4 seasons. Each one's a different story.
Really?
First one's Candle Cove. Second one's No End House, which is a haunted house.
Okay.
Really good. And the other 2 are very different.
Gosh,
one's an imaginary friend and one's called Butcher's Block. It's a whole thing.
I'm so excited. I love stuff like that.
Watch Channel Zero. It was on like freaking FX or freaking Sci-Fi or some one of those dumb channels, and it was so good, and it got canceled after 4 seasons.
That is mad depressing.
Because I think just those channels like people didn't like really good TV they wanted more simple stuff maybe. I don't know, but I've rewatched the first 2 seasons like 4 or 5 times each. I love Channel Zero.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways,
I know. The crazy thing too about I Saw the TV Glow is the way the movie ends. I honestly didn't even know how to like feel. Like towards the end, I was like, do I want more? Do I not want more? Do I want it to end like how it ended?
Interesting.
I didn't even know how to like feel afterwards. I just knew I liked the movie.
That's exciting.
And yeah, the way everything's shot, the practical
that might be an
effects,
tonight watch, honestly.
You really should watch it tonight. It's so good.
Okay.
The same day I saw the TV Glow, I saw Immaculate, so I was catching up on that movie from I think March is when it came out. It's the Sydney Sweeney movie. She's a nun.
Okay, yeah.
And basically, like the whole premise of that movie was she joins like a sisterhood, and basically in the church they're trying to like recreate Jesus. They're trying to make another Jesus using like blood from like the cross and stuff like that. Really? And so they like use the nuns.
Horror movie?
It is a horror movie. Which the whole premise itself, like I was like, oh, this is like a pretty decent premise.
Yeah.
Execution, not too great.
Okay, well that's
yeah. The reason why I say execution not too great is because they don't really let Sydney Sweeney act in this movie. They kind of just let her be like quiet and silent the whole time. She doesn't like have the screen presence for the role, I would say, until the very end. At the very end, they finally let her like actually do her thing and act. And I love like the ending. I thought the ending was really good, but throughout like the whole movie, I was like, yeah, this is goodish.
That reminds me, there's a comic called Punk Rock Jesus. I think it was maybe made into a show. I don't know. I heard if it wasn't good. The comic's amazing. It's about like people who clone Jesus. It ended up when they had like the woman who like was going to be the new Mother Mary had twins. And so basically they like faked everything to make it look like he didn't, because that would ruin the whole effect. And so the whole thing's about the Jesus growing up thinking he's Jesus and the twin being like basically outcasted. And then they meet up, and I don't know. It's really good comic. Read it. It's kind of reminds me because they're like remaking.
It's
probably a different vibe, but it's a really good. If you want to read it, I do have the comic. You can borrow it, but.
Okay. I definitely read comics. I definitely read the comic you gave me about,
I definitely read
Invincible.
Yeah, you definitely read all the comics. I read everything. I guess that's one. It's not that bad. It's like forget, dude. That's like 30 pages, brother. It's embarrassing you have read that.
I'll have to read it. I'll read it. I'll read it. Don't you worry. That's my homework for tonight. Is I'll read that Invincible comment.
Okay, you do that.
Not comment.
The comment.
I do read comments. I read a lot of comments.
You read a lot of that's.
I do read a lot.
He reads like he's like the 100 book club, but with comments. Going back to Blumhouse.
Yeah.
I watched The Purge for the first time. Didn't watch it when it came out because I was kind of young.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
It was kind of like the Taboo show when I was young. Like it kind of was like Saw. Like
oh yeah, it
like
kind of is that
like
vibe.
where people are like, oh, that's just like torture. Like that's horrible. Like Saw does no value. It's like bad. I actually love the Saw movies. Well, I like the first one. And the second one.
the first one. Yeah,
the first one's like 7. Like it's kind of just a crime thriller, honestly. Second one it gets a little more into like after that it is like complete schlock, but I kind of like it.
It's so bad.
It's like it is definitely a guilty pleasure. But So when Purge came out, it was kind of like that. Like I was told, maybe it's because we're in Utah as well, but I was told like, oh yeah, that's a bad movie. It's CG. You don't want to watch that. It's evil. And then I watched it and I was like, this is like possibly, at least the first one. I've heard it gets crazier more on, which is like I wanted because people talked about that. Yeah. But the first one's really tame.
It's so tame. Honestly, The Purge is exactly what I would compare to The Strangers. It's almost like a 1-for-1, the exact same vibe to me.
It's like I was like, it's The Purge. Okay, well, nothing really happens until like the very end of the movie. Then it gets like, oh, so much stuff is happening. But like, it's kind of just a home invasion movie. Like literally, that's it.
That's all it is.
That literally is it. And it's like, okay, there's so many movies that do that. I thought The Purge was like they're really, but after the first one, they get really silly with it and like Purge Election Day.
I love Purge Election Day.
So I'm gonna watch the rest, but I did watch that one and I liked it. Once again, maybe it's because Ethan Hawke carried it. I do love Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, that's true.
But I liked it because it's like one of those movies you like. The premise is like, ooh, what would I do? Ooh, how would I handle that kind of thing? Because it's like The Purge is like a crazy idea.
It's tough to tell, honestly. I don't have guns, so I think I'm cooked.
I definitely be like, I have this small metal box. I'll just lay in this tonight. You know what I mean? That's basically all I do. Because I have no urge to go blasting and I got no self-defense.
I ain't got self-defense here either.
Yeah, I just will be like bunker time. It is a great movie because of that. Plus like in the first one, they kind of do the mask thing, which became like an icon of the whole series.
I used to have one of those.
And the masks are like, they are very cringy and cliche, but honestly, kind of fun.
Yeah. But the reason why they're like cringy and cliche is because after that movie, everybody got the mask. That's why.
It was like when everyone was Heath Ledger Joker after The Dark Knight. It was definitely cringy. Like that because it's like an easy costume and like everyone can just do it. And they still sell them at Spirit Halloween every year. Yeah. I do want to watch the rest of them. I think they're fun. I think they're fun. Very comparable to Saw movies. So it's just kind of like very schlocky, very.
The masks get a lot better.
They get so goofy. I want that. Cool. I was so excited for a really goofy movie, and I watched. I was like, oh man, that's kind of just.
Yeah, they get so much better. I love the masks in the future movies. Let's see another movie that I haven't seen this one yet, but I really wanted to. I would have seen it last week if I had been caught up on The Boys and GenV already. But The Exorcism. So the one with Russell Crowe.
Exorcism.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
I thought it was like a remake of The Exorcist, and so that's what I was looking for. But it's just an exorcism movie. Basically, he's like a priest, and he performs an exorcism, and that's all I know.
Did you watch? Oh, you didn't watch it?
No.
Okay. You have to let me know what you think.
I will. I'll let you know. It looks okay. I looked at the reviews.
A little generic.
The reviews were like,
it's got a 29% on Rotten Tomato.
Okay, well, to be fair, I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, it's 29 and 36.
Ooh, that foundation. Yeah. I trust Fandango a lot better than Rotten Tomatoes. Really, what I trust is the IMDb.
Okay, well,
IMDb is what I always like rely on. That 4.5 is rough.
That is tough, buddy. That is really tough.
I'll probably find it at like a 9 out of 10. Just kidding.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. If it's a 4.5 on Rotten Tomato or on IMDb, I'm assuming I will probably like it around like a 6.5. Oh, A Quiet Place also just came out.
I heard it was disappointing.
It looks very disappointing anyway.
I've heard it. The reason I heard it was disappointing, not to like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't say. But I heard it was disappointing because it doesn't really tread any new ground. It doesn't explain anything more about it.
That's exactly what
it's kind of just a repeat of the first one.
Yes.
So it's just kind of like,
honestly, it's kind of crazy. The other thing that I think is really crazy, because I also haven't seen the movie, but the lady carries a cat with her the entire time. At some point, I'm pretty sure that cat would make a noise if it was terrified. I don't know any other animals that are so self-controlled. Like even like my brother's like pugs or whatever, like dogs, whatever. If they get scared, they start barking, or like even just like random noises, they start barking.
Yeah,
so I don't know. Believability factors.
Maybe that's the
high.
point. I mean, okay. So the first Quiet Place, the believability is rough too. I mean,
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? Okay, there's some really goofy stuff. Like I love the premise. It's kind of like what's the other one? That's a Don't Speak.
Don't Speak.
The Netflix one. Yeah. No, it was the. Oh, what is it?
I'm pretty sure it is Don't
Bird
Speak.
Box, right?
Oh, Bird Box was
That was another one. I actually like Bird Box more, but it came after Quiet Place, so a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's just like a copy."
That sucks.
But I think I like it more.
They almost came out in the same year, though.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I don't know how you would copy it, but they did.
Yeah,
they came out like one right after another. I don't know. Like, there's so many things.
Like so funny about A Quiet Place for me is like when I look at the memes, and it's like someone like sitting in the toilet and they just like blowing the toilet up, and then the monsters come. Yeah,
like literally, like that's why Quiet Place doesn't make sense. It's like, dude, how? This is like impossible. Like literally you can't do this.
You can't survive in A Quiet Place at all. It's like somebody's like walking and they sneeze and then they like look and the monsters are coming towards them.
Yeah, I think A Quiet Place's issues, they just don't set like a rule. Like sometimes the monsters hear like the littlest thing and sometimes the loudest thing happens and then they're like, it's fine.
That's like a huge problem too with like horror movies is like they never define their rules very clearly, consistently. You don't know what the stakes are. You don't know how the monsters function. You don't know anything about them, and so that's something that like really pisses me off with like horror movies,
for sure.
Especially movies where there's like demons or spirits, because then the spirit walks around and like it knocks out the person, but it doesn't kill the person. Like, and then the spirit shapeshifts, or the demon shapeshifts, or it possesses like another person.
Yeah.
There's no clear-cut defined rules, which makes your movie feel bloated, confusing, and senseless and directionless.
That's another thing I've said assuredly before is horror movies need to be short, but they also need rules, and they need to not break those rules unless a good reason to, like a twist or something, right? And so they definitely need well-defined rules. So then you can, because I think a lot of horror movies have the basis of how would I survive, or what I do in this situation. Because when it has rules, then you can put yourself in the thing and be like, oh, it's scary. What's going on? You can relate easier.
You definitely can. Like some movies that I've seen lately that I actually liked. I liked Reanimator.
Okay.
I heard some like older like horror movies, which I like these movies because they're so unique in their concepts. You bring back a person from the dead or an animal from the dead, and it's alive, but it's also not fully there.
Brought back wrong.
Yeah. So like Reanimator, I thought was really good. I also saw The Fly, which I love. The Fly.
Man, you're just hitting some classics here.
It's crazy. The Fly was so good. And then I also saw The Evil Dead, which again, I love The Evil Dead too.
You watched the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, watch the second one.
Really?
The second one's like a remake of the first one. You'll be surprised, but the second one is like psycho bonkers.
All right, I'll watch it.
It takes the first one.
The first one was already psycho bonkers. I was like, this is so silly.
Insane.
But I loved it.
You definitely got to watch the second one, and then you can watch the third one, I think, which is
okay.
I forgot what it's called. They wanted to originally title it Medieval Dead. I think it was maybe it is
Medieval Dead, or like Evil Dead Rising or something. Evil Dead Rise.
Okay, the main character goes back in time to medieval times and starts fighting like zombies.
I'll definitely watch it. I'm definitely interested in it.
Army of Darkness, that's what it's called.
Army of Darkness. That's so right.
It's the third one.
I'll give it a watch.
So, anyways, yes. Do we want to wrap this up with maybe a single horror movie recommendation for our audience?
Yeah, single horror movie recommendation. So everybody's probably already heard of this one, Hereditary. So I'm not even putting that on the table.
Yeah, don't even put that. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not putting that one on the table. The horror movie that I really, really liked, it's by Robert Eggers, The Witch. The Witch.
Oh, the double V. The double V.
I love The Witch. I think The Witch is so good because it's so like. This is one thing I love about Robert Eggers is he's so good at doing like period pieces. Because he fully like commits to his set. He makes his set look perfect and like everything. It feels so authentic. He made The Northman, which felt like the most perfect Viking movie of all time.
Where is it? He's
up there. He's up there. Right here.
Oh, there he is. I saw him.
It's perfect. And so he did the exact same thing with The Witch, which was his first movie. It's like set in the Quakers, like Puritan, like time period. And so it's like the 1800s, the Salem type. Yeah, literally. And so it's like the Salem witch trials kind of vibe. And it's so well executed. And it's more of like a psychological horror, I would say, than like an actual like horror. It's like more of like a thriller horror. And it does so well with building suspense, character development. Like at the end, you don't even feel bad for the person who, like the people who become the villain. Like you don't feel bad for them at all.
You're like, yeah.
You're like, I understand.
I get it.
You get the Homelander effect.
I would recommend, now I talked about it, I love found footage horror films.
That's right.
There is one that I have showed many people that I love to death. It is I think it's British, European.
Okay.
It's called, in the US, it's called Final Prayer. But honestly, nowadays you can find it by its original name, which is The Borderlands. Okay. They changed it because of the video game.
Yeah, I was
apparently it was like a
copyright.
They were worried about it in the US being copyright and like people being mad about it. So they changed it to Final Prayer in the US. But The Borderlands, it's a group of people that work for the Vatican that when a miracle happens on film or whatever, someone reports a miracle, they go and investigate it and make sure it's not a hoax or something like that. So it's like a camera guy and then like a priest and then like a investigator, and they all go out to this church in the middle of kind of nowhere because there was like, oh, this lady, like this girl like floated. I forgot what exactly it was but a bunch of floating stuff happened and all this stuff. So he goes to investigate it and basically just goes bonkers crazy. But it's all from the perspective of the cameras. So you look like you're watching the footage that they took.
Sick. That's so sick.
So highly, highly recommend. It's not very long. It's a banger. It's easy to rent. It's from like 2013.
Beautiful.
Watch it.
But anyways, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take a second to like, sub, tell your friends, do what you got to do. Support us however you can. Did that make sense? That made sense.
Support us however
in my
you
head.
can.
Support us.
Hey, it's the 4th. It's break time, baby. We don't got to.
I've been working all day. I worked 12 hours today. I just want to.
Oh, did you really?
No.
Okay.
I worked 10.
I was like, holy crap.
I worked 13 hours on Friday. That was insane. But yeah, anyways, again, thanks for watching. Love y'all so much. Thank you for helping us hit 1,000 subs. That giveaway is coming.
It is
this
coming.
week. Anyways, my name is Diego.
My name is Braden.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.